Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we discussed the relation of angular momentum in the terms of moment of inertia. Now, we are going to learn another equation of torque acting on a rotating body. What is torque? Torque is nothing but the combination of two forces separated by finite distance. Now, for this equation, we consider a rigid body made up of large number of particles. Consider that Consider that the mass of the particles are m1, m2, m3, mn, and they are situated at a distance r1, r2, r3, rn from the axis of rotation. If the body gets rotated with a constant angular acceleration alpha, then a linear acceleration is acted upon the body. The linear acceleration for each particle will be different because here the alpha is same for all the particles in the rigid body, but the distance of each particle from the axis of rotation is different. Therefore, we can say that the linear acceleration acting on each particle will be different. We consider that the linear acceleration acting on the first particle is equal to a1, a2, a3 up to an. Now, when the body gets rotated, a linear acceleration act on the body. Therefore, some force must be act on each particle. Suppose that the force acting on the first particle is equal to F1, on second particle F2, on third particle F3, and on the nth particle N. Now, we are starting from very simple relation. In the L1 section, we discuss about this relation, that is equal to linear acceleration is equal to r multiplied by alpha. What is A? It is the linear acceleration, r is the radius, and this alpha is angular acceleration. Therefore, for the first particle, we can write this equation as a1 is equal to r1 multiplied by alpha. Similarly, now we can determine the force acting on the first particle F1, and this F1 is equal to mass multiplied by acceleration. Mass of the first particle and linear acceleration on the first particle. We can write here as it is m1 r1 alpha. This is the force acting on this first particle with mass m1 and the axis distance from the axis of rotation r. Now, in this section we are going to derive relation for torque. We know that the torque is equal to force multiplied by perpendicular distance. Now, for first particle, the torque acting on the particle is equal to tau1, F1 and R. Therefore, this tau1 is equal to, what is F1 is equal to m1 r1 alpha multiplied by r1. We can write m1 r1 square alpha. This is the torque acting on this first particle. Now, if we have to calculate the torque acting on a whole body, then we add this torque acting on each individual particle. Therefore, we can write here torque is equal to torque 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus the last particle torque n. Here it is m1 r1 square alpha plus m2 r2 square alpha plus mn rn square alpha. Now we can take this alpha common from each term. Therefore, here remain m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus mn rn square, and this alpha is outside the bracket. Now, this can be written as the summation of mi Ri square and is multiplied by alpha. But we know that what is this term? This term is nothing but the moment of inertia of the rotating body about the given axis of rotation. Therefore, we can write here as this moment of inertia I multiplied by alpha. Therefore, this is the relation for the torque acting on the rotating body in terms of moment of inertia. But we learn in this section, we derive a relation for torque acting on a body. For that, we consider a rigid body of any shape, and we know rigid body is made up of large number of particles. They are situated at distance r1, r2, r3, rn from the axis of rotation. The whole body is rotated with the constant angular acceleration alpha. But the linear acceleration on each particle will be different. The reason behind that is the distance of that particle from the axis of rotation is different. Now, if the acceleration is acting on a particle, there must be a force acting on a particle. So, the force acting on the first particle F1, second particle F2, like that for the nth particle Fn. Now we know in the 11th section we derive relation between the linear acceleration and angular acceleration, that is A is equal to r alpha. Therefore, we considering for the first particle A1 is equal to r1 alpha, and we again know what is force is equal to. Force is equal to mass multiplied by acceleration. Therefore, we can write F1 is equal to m1 A1. We keep here the value of A1, that is F1 is equal to M1 R1 alpha. Now, we also know that what is torque? Torque is nothing but the combination of the two forces separated by finite distance, which is responsible for the rotational motion. Now, this the torque for the first particle. The torque for the first particle tau is equal to F1 into R1. We keep here the value of F1 and this R1. Therefore, tau is equal to M1 R1 square into alpha. Then, if we want to derive the relation for the torque of the whole body, then we add the torque acting on each individual part. Therefore, we can write torque is equal to tau 1, tau 2 up to tau n, and like this, we are coming to this relation tau is equal to I alpha, in which this I is the moment of inertia of the body about the given axis of rotation, and this alpha is the angular acceleration. In today's section, we derive the relation for torque acting on the rotating body. Here we are going to stop now. In the next section, we are going to discuss the conservation of angular momentum. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a nice day.